GreedFall: The Dying World is an old-school influenced RPG that takes place 3 years before its well-received predecessor. As it's technically a prequel, developer Spiders saw fit to drop the number 2 from its title during its early access phase. And during the near 18 months the game's been in early access, the studio has brought changes infinitely more sweeping than a simple name tweak. From revamped systems to visual overhauls and new locations, here are 15 things to know before you buy GreedFall: The Dying World 1.0. Overhauled real-time with pause combat. One of GreedFall: The Dying World's biggest deviations from its predecessor is the shift from action-oriented gameplay to a real-time with pause combat system. Spiders has cited classic RPGs Dragon Age Origins and Knights of the Old Republic as influence for the new, more strategic, party-focused combat, but not everyone was convinced when the follow-up launched to early access. Rigid, rough, and antiquated were common grievances, but Spiders has stuck with the system, smoothing its edges, adding playstyle customization and target lock systems. The real test whether these changes mark improvement will be when you, the player, get your hands on 1.0 and can experience the overhauled combat, its dynamic action and tactical pauses in context of GreedFall: The Dying World's final version. Tactical party control. Unlike the first game, The Dying World allows you to manage the actions of all your party members, opening up new avenues for strategic and tactical control. See, each character has access to a pool of action points, and it's down to you during tactical pauses whether to spend them on executing skills, restoring life, or unleashing special abilities. Actively switching between party members is possible during combat too. The story is complete. The early access version represents approximately 30% of the final game, with the main quest up to now taking you from the island of Tir Fardi as far as the city of Olima. Now, in our early access review back in September of 2024, we described the first hour of the Dying World story as pretty dull, while November's update 0.3 brought a new region and a continuation of the game's overarching quests. 1.0's narrative framework from start to finish still needs finesse. By the end, let's hope the entire journey across the old continent lives up to its grandeur. New disguise system facilitates stealth. Like a covert spy, in GreedFall: The Dying World, you can dress in the uniform of your enemies to infiltrate their strongholds undetected. The disguise system is the game's method of adding stealth to your skill set, and it's an alternative to direct combat that's as simple as wearing faction-specific armor on the inside of said faction's base. Tied to the inventory system and stealth branches on the skill tree, the effectiveness of using disguises for subterfuge looks set to be influenced by the quality of gear you acquire and the skill points that you spend. Revamped armor system. Another overhaul, which arrived in November's 0.3 update and is set to be rolled out with 1.0, is the revamped armor system. When early access launched, the armor system was separated into two, one bar for physical damage and the other for magic. The community felt that the system was unintuitive and that it didn't provide any opportunity for creative synergies. So, Spiders looked to the first GreedFall game for inspiration, and now the interface is simpler, tactics are expanded, and there is a space for team-wide synergies. Your armor now reduces incoming physical damage, and magical deflection gives additional health while minimizing magic damage. Gear crafting and upgrading are new additions. Previously, The Dying World gave you the tools to craft items to use in combat and to heal yourself, whereas now weapons can be created from scratch, giving new levels of satisfaction when you scythe down your enemies with a blade that you forged yourself. Accessible via workbenches located throughout the world, you'll be able to upgrade your weapons, providing you're skilled up enough and carrying all the necessary components. Old weapons can be recycled for materials, and of course, new weapons can be made, copied from collectible blueprints. What's more, if your crafting skills aren't up to snuff, there are blacksmiths on hand to hammer your shiny new sword for you, albeit for a fee. There's a new city beyond Olima, Parin. Another 0.3 addition that'll be fully explorable in GreedFall: The Dying World's full version is a new city. Characterized by gothic spires and misty hilltops, Parin is a shining city blighted by nefarious nobility and ravaging plague. With a winding network of subterranean catacombs, Spiders promise that there's plenty to see and do beyond continuing the main quest. There are 2 new companions. Yep, Two newcomers can accompany you on your voyage across the Old Continent, seasoned explorer Safia and grizzled soldier Till, both added to the game in March's 0.2 update. Safia is a range specialist using muskets and other firearms to keep enemies at bay. Her wisdom props her as the mother of your party, always eager to offer advice and guidance. Till, on the other hand, is a defender whose loyalty is as sturdy as his strengths. Character creator has been greatly expanded. On early access launch, the Dying World's character creator was sparse, to say the least. Now, with 1.0 on the horizon, if you're the type to spend hours perfecting the shape of your character's lips, you'll be made up with the expansion Spiders has brought. In short, there's a myriad of choices, with sliders adjusting eyes, nose, face, mouth, chin, and more. More distinguishing features like scars can give your character a more personable backstory. Although, if you'd rather get straight into the game, you can randomize your character's look or choose from a selection of presets. New overarching antagonist, Kernaz. Just announced in January, Kernaz is the cold yet charismatic villain who will be a thorn in your side throughout your time in the Old Continent. The leader of an imperialist subfaction of the Bridge Alliance, Kernaz has experienced something of a Napoleonic rise throughout the ranks, and as such follows his superiority complex to crush anyone who opposes him. Kernaz's narrative beats are currently under wraps, but his backstory looks to fit right in with the complex, mystifying world Spiders has created for this follow-up. Visual and performance upgrades arrived throughout early access. Beyond updating character creators and retooling system UI, Spiders has been absorbing your feedback on the overall state of the Dying World's visuals since early access launch. Their response was to focus heavily on optimizing the game engine, with richer environmental detail, expressive character animations, realistic lighting, and more, coinciding with an extensive list of bug fixes which were aimed squarely at improving performance. Photo mode will be included. A heavily requested community feature made its way into the early access build in the November update, and it'll be rolled out when 1.0 lands. Photo mode includes all the options to snap with skills and personality, from basics like shutter speed adjustments to blur distance and exposure changes. It's the sort of photo mode which pushes you towards digital tourism, handy for when you're strolling Parin's pristine streets in golden hour. Game profiles are selectable playstyles. Another community-led change, game profiles are now selectable at the start of a new game, governing playstyle, difficulty, keybinds, camera controls, and more. Playstyles include the combat-focused, tactical character-led focused, or the balanced hybrid experience. From there, the levels of challenge, story focus, camera sensitivity, even an invincibility switch can tailor the games exactly how you want to play it, before you've even begun. Custom save files are being removed. Custom save files drop you right into specific parts of the game. Early game skips, late game exploits, new content only, and so on. They've only been a part of the early access experience since November, but Spiders announced even before they arrived that they won't be included in the final build of the game. The idea was to streamline feedback and info gathering for specific portions of the game, but there's no need once early access ends. Release date, platforms, price, and PC requirements. GreedFall The Dying World 1.0 will release on March 12th with PS5 and Xbox Series X and S joining the PC version that's already playable in early access via Steam. The final build will cost more than early access, with console pre-orders currently retailing at €49.99 or $59.99 USD for the standard edition, and €59.99, $69.99 USD for the deluxe. As per the game's Steam listing, if you purchase whilst in early access, you'll have to access the complete title on launch. To play comfortably on your PC, you'll need at least an Intel Core i7-4790 or AMD Ryzen 5 1500X processor, NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060 or AMD Radeon RX 5500 XT GPU, and 16GB of RAM. However, the recommended specs list an Intel Core i7-10700K or AMD Ryzen 5 5600X CPU and NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4060 Ti or AMD Radeon 6700 XT GPU. Whatever your setup, GreedFall The Dying World needs 30GB of storage space. Hey, did you know that we at Gaming Bolt upload new videos every day? Stick around, drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And let us know what kind of content you'd like to see in the future with a comment below.